This is a recording for Neil Cox Hypnotherapy. Please do not use this recording whilst driving or operating machinery, as your concentration will be affected. I recommend you're using a pair of headphones whilst sitting or lying down. Okay, so now you may like to just close your eyes for me, as if you're going to focus inwardly. And you can arrange yourself into a comfortable position, as if you're going to relax deeply. Now you'll probably hear noises around you, within the building or outside maybe, but with every noise you hear, you'll feel as if you're going deeper and deeper into physical and mental relaxation. So take a nice, slow, deep, relaxing breath all the way in and all the way out, as if you're sound in sleep. You're breathing slow, smooth, rhythmic, as if you're asleep, as if you were deeply relaxed and sound in sleep, all the way in, all the way out. That's right. Slow, smooth, rhythmic, as if with each and every breath your relaxation doubled, deeply relaxed with every breath, as if you were twice as relaxed with every breath. Again, breathe in and let it go. Now even more relaxed. And it's as if you're so relaxed that your body is perfectly still. It's as if you're so sound in sleep that your body remains totally still, as if it were so comfortable that it preferred to stay perfectly still. Perfectly still to enjoy the comfort. And you'll probably hear noises around you within the house maybe, or outside perhaps. But with every noise you hear, you'll feel as if you're going deeper and deeper into physical and mental relaxation. And I'd like you to think about your eyes. Just as you have eyes which can see the world around you, you have an inner eye, which you can call the mind's eye. And it's as if it can imagine, process thoughts, and even as you relax deeply, it's as if it can still see, even though your eyes are closed. That's right. You can think of your mind's eye as if it has an eyelid of its own. Like your physical eyes, your mind's eyelid can gradually grow more and more tired and more heavy, as if it begins to drop. And as it begins to close down, it slowly closes out those stray thoughts or stray images as if a curtain has lowered, leaving your mind perfectly quiet, open, free to experience whatever you'd like. And it's closing more and more, and your mind grows more quiet, more restful. Now your mind's eye can close. Close out any stray thoughts or images that you don't want to interfere with how relaxed you are. And people sometimes ask me what's the most important thing about going into trance. And I say that perhaps the most important thing is to acknowledge is that you want to relax and let go. But that it's just as important then not to try too hard to make things happen. And don't try to stop things from happening. I'm going to ask you to imagine some things, so just listen to my voice, follow my instructions. Remember that you can see things, maybe hear things and smell things, and you'll hear the sound of my voice and the noises outside as we continue with that process of relaxation. And you can relax. Just allow your imagination to wander as you notice things going on. Perhaps interesting or curious thoughts or sensations may be on the inside or the outside, or both at the same time. But you don't have to think or try to do anything at all. In fact, it isn't even necessary for you to listen carefully to what I'm saying, because your unconscious mind will inevitably pay attention to anything important, anything that's useful to you without any conscious effort on your part. And as you relax, you can start to build that internal focus. A focus within yourself, so that you can find within yourself those parts of yourself that most need to experience comfort and relaxation, and the experience of being soothed. So, starting with the top of your head, thinking about those little muscles in the skin of your scalp, and just allow them to let go and relax. Now think about all the muscles of your face, and just allow them to go slack. Your forehead, your eyes and your eyelids, your cheeks, your mouth, and your jaw muscles. It can be such a wonderful feeling when you let your face totally relax, and perhaps feeling the skin settling and smoothing out. Relaxing your jaw, relaxing your tongue. Whatever's best for you, just let it happen. Because the more you physically relax, the more you can mentally relax. And the more you mentally relax, the more you physically relax. So just thinking about your neck and your shoulder muscles and the tops of your arms, just letting all that tension drain away. Imagining that ocean of calmness moving down through your body, and leaving you at ease and just as comfortable as you've decided you'd like to be. That ocean of calmness moving down your neck, your shoulder muscles, the tops of your arms. That's right. And down into your chest. And down into your back. And down into your stomach muscles. And at the same time, moving down your arms and into your hands, your fingers and thumbs. And that ocean of calmness leaving you at ease and just as comfortable as you've decided you'd like to be. Moving down into your waist now. And down into your hips. Down into your legs. Your knees. The shins and the calves, and down to your ankles, into your feet, and to the tips of your toes. That ocean of calmness leaving you at ease and just as comfortable as you'd like to be. And to increase those feelings of comfort, you can use, where relevant, the words that I say, as well as any new or helpful ideas or realizations that come into your mind, and because in this way you can fully expect to absorb the new possibilities and use them skillfully on your own behalf. It's just letting whatever conscious distractions that are there to be there, or whatever conscious efforts are there to be there. And just letting yourself, in your own way, start the process of going into trance in a way that works for you. Remembering that the more physically relaxed that you are, the more mentally relaxed you'll become. And the more mentally relaxed you are, the more physically relaxed you can be. And then it might be that you begin to feel that some of those processes of change, the changes within your perceptions, may be an alteration within your feelings or sensations, or maybe some of that alteration within your muscles of having that sense of muscle relaxation that you have sometimes with trance. In a moment, we can continue with that process of relaxation, and that process that is so important to us all. And when we relax, we're in control. And when we relax, we see things more clearly. And when we relax, we can do the things that we want to do. So with every noise you hear, the noises within the house, the noises outside, you become more physically and more mentally relaxed. Just let my voice guide you now, deeper and deeper into complete physical and mental relaxation. When your mind is giving you unconditional support, strength and help, whenever you relax, whenever you allow your two minds to focus deeper and deeper into relaxation. And of all the things that are there to focus on in this moment, you can turn your attention to feelings of lying comfortably there, noticing how each breath that you take in allows you to grow more comfortable, more relaxed within yourself. You now have these many minutes of absolute freedom. Freedom to not have to think, to not have to analyze, to not have to spin your thoughts around in so many different directions. And that means that little by little your thoughts begin to get more focused. Your mind can become more comfortable, just as your body can get more comfortable. And little by little, the experience develops more completely and more fully of being deeply relaxed and wonderfully comfortable. Now, there are many different things that I can talk about here, but the very first thing I want to talk about is the mind, your mind. Because after all, that's what we're dealing with. Your thoughts, your feelings, your own way of looking at things. And my guess is that you already know how enormously complex the mind is, and that there isn't anyone who understands all of it. And the fact that your mind is so complicated is precisely why you can have mixed feelings about things, why you can have conflicting motivations about things, how you can consciously feel hopeful but at the same time concerned. But you also know there are different levels of awareness. Some of the most powerful experiences that you're capable of having take place at levels much deeper than conscious awareness, much deeper. And whether you call that deeper part of yourself the unconscious mind or the subconscious mind or your deep self, it doesn't really matter. It's just very important for you to know that there's a deeper part of you that learns and absorbs new understandings. And it's that deeper part of yourself that you're coming to know and understand. Now, I know you want to feel better, and feeling better can happen when you begin to do things differently. So you're learning about your mind, you're learning about the relationship between the things that you think now, feel now and do now, and what happens later are the eventual results of the choices you make. So what would you like to experience differently? Just go ahead now and take a few moments to have a wonderful image of how life would be when it's more satisfying. Okay, so I just want your mind and your imagination to just drift now. Because in a moment I'm going to ask you to imagine certain things, but you know it doesn't matter if you find you can't imagine all the things I'm asking you to. You might even find your mind wandering quite a bit, so the sound of my voice just fades into the background. But that doesn't matter either. The sound of my voice is going to continue relaxing you. It really doesn't matter if you don't hear the words that I say. So as you continue to relax with nobody wanting anything, nobody expecting anything, and absolutely nothing whatsoever for you to do except to relax, I want you to just allow your mind and your imagination to drift, feeling lazy, easy and comfortable. I want you to imagine that you're standing on the terrace of a lovely old house, a house like a stately home or a country mansion. You can feel the sun on your head and shoulders. It's not too hot, it's just comfortable. And there's a gentle breeze playing against your skin. And as you look around, you notice an elegant flight of steps, 10 broad steps, leading down into a beautiful sunken garden. A garden where you sense peace, well-being and comfort. Make it really vivid in your mind, because in a moment I'm going to count down from 10 to 0, and as I count all the way from 10 down to 0, I want you to imagine each number as a step down on that beautiful staircase, a step down towards that beautiful garden. And each step you take is another step down into deeper and even deeper levels of relaxation, so that by the time you get to 0, you will be as deeply relaxed as you can ever imagine, while still being able to hear and respond to the sound of my voice. So 10, taking that first step down now, relaxing and letting go. 9, feeling more and more relaxed. There's no need to hurry, plenty of time. 8, moving down easily now. 7, deeper and deeper. 6, deeper still. Your breathing becoming slower and steadier now. 5, really relaxing now. Just let go. 4, becoming calmer and calmer. 3. Calmer still now. 2. More and more relaxed. 1. All the way down now to 0. Now you find yourself in that wonderful garden. You can feel the softness of newly cut grass beneath your feet. The scent of masses upon masses of brightly coloured flowers seems to envelop you. And there's the gentle sound of birds singing, echoing faintly in the stillness of the air. It's almost a magical place, stretching into the distance as far as the eye can see in all directions. Beautiful shrubs, tall, elegant trees, and an ornamental fountain which seems to feed into a gently trickling stream. This fascinates you, and you wander to the edge of the stream and gently lower yourself down onto the soft, grassy bank and just sit for a while, gazing into the cool, clear water, marvelling at the sense of tranquility that sweeps over you, and listening to that faint sound of the fountain splashing into the pool that feeds this gentle stream. And as you're sitting there enjoying the tranquility of that stream, the sounds of the water and of the birdsong, I'm going to tell you a story about a village. About a village in a very isolated part of the world. So isolated they rarely saw visitors from the outside world. But the people of this village had a secret. They had a magical painting, and it had been given to them by a stranger way back in the past, in a time before anyone could really remember. And the stranger had said to them, as long as this picture stays in the village, everything will go right for the people of this village. And the people felt safe having the picture. Now one day another stranger came to the village, and the people, being very hospitable, made that stranger welcome. They let him stay in the room where the painting was kept. But when they got up in the morning, the stranger had gone, and the painting had been taken away. Well, the villagers were desolated. They felt their happiness had gone. Life could never again be the way they had pictured it. And they looked out of the window, and the blue sky had turned dark. The trees had all stopped growing, their leaves had dropped, the birds no longer sang, and they felt sad. But then one of the young women of the village walked over to where the painting had been on the wall, and she started to paint her own picture. She started to paint a picture, a beautiful picture of trees, birds. And then some others joined her, and soon all of the people were cooperating, making that painting. And they all got so absorbed within that painting, and it wasn't until the young woman looked out the window and said, "Look, everything's changing." And they realized the sky had become blue again, and the birds were singing again, and the trees were back in leaf again. So whilst you're pondering on those thoughts, you lie back on the grass, just gazing up at the clearest of blue skies. And as you relax more and more, and your eyes begin to close, and you drift into a deep and relaxing sleep. And as your eyes close, you have a dream. You dream your whole body is becoming lighter, lighter and lighter, so light you feel you must surely begin to float on air at any moment. And you feel yourself just floating and drifting, gently borne aloft and supported by the softest of warm breezes. You can somehow see through your closed eyelids that you're floating in a sea of colour, a warm sea of colour that relaxes and comforts you as you just drift, suspended in warmth and colour that seems somehow unreal, yet at the same time there's a comforting, familiar feel to it. You're aware of misty reds and orange, soft, muted yellow tones, gentle greens and blues that seem somehow like clouds, and the deepest, softest indigos and violets you could ever have imagined. It begins to dawn on you that you're floating within a rainbow. A magical rainbow, because in this rainbow, time and space doesn't exist in the same way we usually know it. You might have floated there for just a moment, or for 100 years, maybe for a lifetime, or just perhaps for the blinking of an eye. You could float it forwards in time to a time that could be far beyond our future, or maybe back in time, back before your own lifetime. But it gradually begins to seem to you that you might even be able to float here for just as long as you wish, with this wonderful relaxed feeling, just floating and drifting. Floating and drifting through this magical sea of gentle flowing colours, where time suddenly seems to be of so little importance. And you're still pondering on these thoughts when you feel yourself beginning to sink gently downwards, lower and lower, softly sinking down through this beautiful rainbow, becoming even more relaxed, even more lazy, until eventually you realize that you've stopped sinking down and find yourself on the shore of a tranquil lake. A large, tranquil lake, surrounded by softly rolling hills, shrouded in a gentle and silver mist. There are trees and sweetly scented flowering shrubs, and grasses growing at the water's edge. Everything is bathed in a beautiful golden light. A golden light that seems to bathe everything in its warmth. And you find yourself marvelling at the sense of deep calmness and comfort that seems to fill your entire being. As you stroll lazily along the sandy shore of that wonderful lake, you're noticing with a sort of lazy curiosity that it seems to be constantly changing colour. Subtle changes blending so smoothly that it's difficult for you to know when limpid blue has become a deep, soft violet, or when that deep violet became a relaxing and translucent green. Changes of colour fascinate you, and you settle yourself down onto a smooth rock and gaze out across the crystal clear waters. Every so often, something, a fish maybe, just something, just breaks the surface, creating ripples that seem to flow gently and endlessly in all directions. Ripples that eventually lap against the edges of the rock that you're sitting on. You smile and lean forward to dabble your hand amongst them. And as you do so, you create yet more ripples. Ripples which shimmer in a kaleidoscope of different colours across the lake, interacting with the others and making new, ever-changing patterns. You realise that this tranquil place is the pool of all knowledge, that while you're here, you're part of everything, and everything a part of you. And you find it easy, so very easy to open your mind, to let go of any barriers to memory or learning. And so as your mind is more prepared and receptive to everything I'm going to say to you, and everything I say, if it is for your benefit, will be accepted and acted upon by your subconscious. It will have a steadily increasing effect on the way you think, and the way you feel, and the way you behave. And the influence of these suggestions, as they are for your benefit, will continue to increase over the coming days, weeks, and months. Your subconscious mind has confirmed it's helping you to relax, helping you to cope so much better with life, and giving you a confidence within yourself to deal with any situation that life has to offer. Your subconscious mind has also given you a new understanding of yourself, and this understanding gives you the power to make vital changes for your benefit. So now, with every day that passes, your confidence is increasing. The confidence of knowing that you're capable of doing whatever you set your mind to, with a positive attitude and a quiet strength. Now, more and more you become aware of a transformation taking place within your personality. You're adopting a more positive outlook on life. You believe in yourself more every day, and you're learning to act boldly, realizing that you're fully capable of making the proper decisions and having that confidence to carry them through. So each day you become more secure within yourself, and with your new relaxed attitude both towards yourself and towards others, you realize that you're gaining control of your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions. And this gives you a tremendous feeling of satisfaction, knowing that whatever happens, you can deal with the situation in a calm and a relaxed way. You know that the key to good health is a calm and relaxed attitude towards life. Now you begin to accept life as it is, and you accept people as they are. So as you continue to relax more and more with every day that passes, you feel better within yourself and about yourself. This gives you the opportunity to become more aware of the wide range of resources which are yours, resources which are within you, which are there for your use. And as you become more aware of these resources, then you become more and more confident. And it is with these new resources but you know that you're directing your life now, and you know that life can bring the good things to you. In this way, you are happy now with each day that passes. Anticipate happiness, and happiness is yours. Of course, you feel better each day. Anticipate happiness, and happiness is yours. Of course, you feel better each day.